This is the best Chimera build made by a 10 KD player. I even dropped the 28 KD in the gameplay. Used to not really like the honey badger, and then I threw on these attachments, and oh my days, this thing is like actually one of the best weapons in the game. With these certain attachments, it allows you to have the recoil control and the damage range of an AR, but then you still got the mobility of an SMG, so you can really use this weapon in any way you want to play. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, here's the base weapon. You guys will see the ADS speed is pretty good on the weapon. This more so feels like an SMG rather than like an AR. Plus, the recoil control overall isn't the best. You guys will see there is a lot of visual recoil. It doesn't move that much, like that front iron sight doesn't move that much. With that said, you still want to have the ability to beam the enemies at medium range. So a great attachment to add on this barrel is going to be the Phoenix barrel, which is going to severely increase the damage output of the weapon. It literally makes the weapon feel like an actual AR, but then you still have the mobility of an SMG despite the movement that we are losing. This is going to take out the integrated silencer that we are getting, so it's not going to feel as much like the honey badger, so that is probably the biggest con of it. But stat wise, it really doesn't matter. And then for the tuning, for that left side, because we are going to be adding a stock that is going to increase the stray speed, we don't really need more of that, and so I'm just going to be reducing the horizontal recoil, which is that recoil steadiness, and so now the weapon's going to be easy to use. And then for that bottom bar, because we're already getting a decent amount of damage range, plus we are going to be using another attachment that is going to bring back up that damage range, and so let's just increase the overall mobility, making it a little bit snappier. So the attachment that you want to add that is going to increase the overall damage range of the weapon, it doesn't increase it by that much, but I think it's like 5 or 10%. Throw on the armor piercing rounds, and then you want to tune it for the damage range and bolt velocity, so now you have like FMJ, and then you get more damage range. So if we take a look at the weapon right now, with this barrel, it's going to be severely reducing the recoil and you get a lot of damage range, and then it is hurting the mobility, but as you guys can see, the weapon is still very snappy. It still feels like an SMG. So the recoil, even though we're getting a lot of recoil control, there still is a lot of recoil on the weapon, but it is a little bit easier to control. So another attachment that we are going to be adding that is going to make this weapon even easier to control is going to be the Shark Fin 90. This is going to add a lot of recoil stabilization, and it's going to increase the overall aiming stability, so there's going to be less sway on the weapon without having any cons at all. So the tuning on the Shark Fin is actually going to give it a little bit of a con. If you don't want any cons at all and just you only want aiming stability, then I wouldn't tune it, but I do recommend you guys to increase the aiming idle stability, which is going to lower our stray speed, but it's not going to be that noticeable. For that left bar, we're going to lower the ADS just to get a little bit more recoil control, and trust me, it is going to be worth it. So now here's the weapon with the Shark Fin, the barrel, and the armor piercing rounds, and you guys will see this severely has way less horizontal recoil. For the next attachment, this one is going to be personal preference, so if you are playing on shipping, you might want to run the flash grip just for more mobility. Say you're playing on any other map in the game and you want to use this weapon like an AR and an SMG, you might want to add the D37 grip. This is my personal preference. This adds a lot of recoil control, and then you want to tune it for more recoil steadiness, so then you have less horizontal recoil. For the bottom bar, just because the sprint of fire speed is so important across the board with every weapon in the game, they all have a slow sprint of fire, so you definitely want to increase that. And then for the last attachment, you want to go over to the stock and you want to add the TRX stock. This is going to add a lot of recoil control. We are going to be losing a lot of mobility, and so this build might seem a little bit sluggish, but you guys will see in the gameplay I'm literally just popping off using it like an SMG. For the tuning on here, you can increase the ADS speed. We don't really need the aim walking steadiness. And then for the bottom bar, because we already have a lot of aiming idle stability, bring up the aim walking speed by negative 0.93. With all that said, here is the final build of the weapon. You guys will see the ADS speed is still pretty snappy, not the best, but it still feels like an SMG. Movement speed is good. The stray speed, it could be a little bit better, but overall it's not that bad. And then the recoil control, this thing is very easy to control. Here is the final build of the weapon. I'll show you guys all the tuning in case you guys want to take those pictures. And if you want to increase the mobility a little bit and you don't mind the lasers, feel free to take off the armor piercing, then add the OLE laser. This one is actually pretty, the VLK. This one's honestly very good on shipment. What you guys can also do is take off this rear grip, and then you guys can go over to the magazine, add the 45 round mag. This is a very good class to use on shipment. Dude, why does it take him so... Oh my god, nice little quad feed right off the bat. Took him so long to get... Took him so long to get their spawn. Okay, so it seems like they are moving, which is awesome. We gotta see how hard a fish can pwn them. They are all about to get slapped by a freaking bass. Imagine that. Let's throw that there. It should take him out. Then his boyfriend's probably coming through here. Oh my god, he's just looking into there. Boys, I just got a 27-inch monitor, and oh my god, this thing is actually game changer. If your PC can run a 1440p, you gotta get it. You gotta invest in one. It is so freaking nasty and just clean and satisfying to use. Come on, are you gonna... Aimbot? Dude, man is insane. This is kind of a risky play. They're just not really moving up. There we go. And then I think we got one of the... Oh, what the hell? Dude, what are they doing? They're all playing the mannequin challenge. They should be spawning to my right. There is one guy to my left in here, so I guess we can take him out. Never mind. I actually don't even know what's going on. Well, they might be behind me. Okay, Hilo, come on. Ping where the enemies are at. Oh, we got a UAV. I think, yeah. Oh my gosh, you see that? There's a whole trail of them coming over. I want to get a flawless gameplay. That would be perfect. A nice little flawless one. We got to hit our shots, so we're kind of missing. Let's go on this advanced UAV. Now we know exactly where they're coming from. They all should be feeding me right now. Let's take out this guy. They're just trying to look on my minimap. Everything's like so spread out, like all the enemies, which is kind of weird. Typically, they're all kind of like grouped up and stuff just because of the squad spawns. There we go. Okay, they're all going to be coming out of here. You know, you just got to change the angle on them. You can't be predictable. You got to predict them before they predict you. Oh my god, dude, if I could have got that, that would have been an amazing, nice little clip, but, you know, I was right about to die. So he's going to predict that I'm going to show up in the same spot. Yeah, he's still looking over there, so I got to go from somewhere else. And so we're going to go up on the roof and then just shoot down at him. Watch this, boys. Look at this. They're all just tunnel visioned over here. So you got to be unpredictable. You cannot let them predict you. Oh, we're still flawless, I think. Let's go, boys. If I get a flawless nuke, you know, first try, first game of the day, you guys gotta leave a like. That'd be appreciated. And if you are new and you want to get better at the game, feel free to hit the subscriber button. We just hit 50k, so thank you guys for that. Oh, no, oh, you know what? Munitions box? I need to take this. I need a harness. Boom, that's gonna kill everyone. Oh my gosh, you see how satisfying that was, boys? That was actually amazing. You 2000 IQ. I think they're all going to be over here. I think. Got one of them. We got two of them. So I think they spawned more in mid, and just because it looks like they're running over here from far away. Face is so itchy. Just going up here so I can be less predictable, although they can hear me, so... Might be very easy to predict where I'm at, but he's not the best player, and that's an MGB. Let's go. Easy motherfucking MGBs, boys. Let's see how far of a streak we can go on. I think they're all spawning over here. They're not going to predict me to be up here. Well, now they will, but... Yo, buddy. I thought that was a teammate. I used to not really like this gun, and then... No! The parkour man got us. No. Okay, we can probably get another nuke, though. These guys aren't too good, and we're just completely demolishing them, world starring them. So, this weapon, I used to not really like it, and then I threw on this damage range barrel, and oh my gosh, it makes the weapon feel amazing. Like, I tried it out before, and I still didn't really like the weapon, but I think I was trying to use the weapon at long range, but if you strictly use it at, like, medium range, this thing is amazing. I don't know if it's one of the best guns in the game, but I was playing Search and Destroy earlier today just for some fun, and I was completely wrecking every single lobby. It was just so easy, and I was going against, like, sweaty people. Like, actual sweaty people who have thumbs. Move, please. Okay, so we got a couple of them coming through here. Dude, what is wrong with my senses? My player awareness, Reese is right. It's kind of slacking right now. Just trying to read where they're gonna be at. Dude, they're so unpredictable. They're doing like weird stuff. You actually can't predict these men. Here we got one guy. And then let me know if you guys like these shipment with a regular map gameplays. For me, I think they're a little bit too long. Like me personally wouldn't really watch 2 gameplays from a YouTuber. Like say I was watching Ears, for example. I don't really watch both gameplays. But if you guys want me to keep including a shipment gameplay as well as just a regular one, I will 100% do that. Just let me know some feedback in the comments. It is so complicated to call on your streaks in this game. Like, if you have an MGB, your guy will accidentally call on the MGB, or he'll choose to call on the MGB if you call on, like, for example, the UAV in too quick. So you gotta, like, take your time with it. This thing actually beams. There is literally no recoil, and you still got a lot of mobility. And you got a insane damage range. This thing is nasty. Nasty, nasty, boys. Hopefully these guys continue to get a little bit better. Like, it seems like they're performing better. Just because I want the game to go a little bit longer. And so I need my teammates to not capture the hardpoint, but I think they're just going to try to speed run their win. Which honestly makes sense. I'm just weird and I like to make the game last as long as possible. Just because, you know, we got the MGBs, so... Yeah, they're all AFK, boys. This is not gonna... I don't know if we're gonna get a second one in time. Just so I don't have to waste my time going after that AFK guy. Dude, what is this lobby? What are they doing? They all suck. This is too bad. So we got one guy running over to the hardpoint, so hopefully he takes out my teammate. Dude, there's no way I gotta call in the MGB already. Already gotta call it in? No way. Relentless. And then my teammates are about to capture the hard point. Once they sit in it, then I will call in the MGB. And then we'll get an extra like 10 seconds. Okay, I gotta call this in. Let's freaking go, boys. Leave a like for that. Oh my god, the sexy MGBs. Let's see if we can get another nice little feed while this is calling in. I mean, while this is flying in. Dude, what is this? Let's freaking go, boys. Let's go! Okay, let's see how many kills we got. I'm guessing we only got about 50 kills. I think we went like 50 and 2. 84 and 3. Let's go!
I bought a yours today. Penny all year like bird.